Hi, I'm Johnny Roven. I'm a Los Angeles personal injury attorney, and today I'm going to be discussing with you tips for when you are giving a recorded statement to the other side's insurance company. So, typically speaking, I would not recommend that anyone give a recorded statement to the other side's insurance company without speaking to a personal injury attorney or having a personal injury attorney present. But for those of you that are bold enough to go ahead and do a recorded statement anyway, then just follow these following tips and it should reduce the risk of you injuring your case. So the first tip that I want to give you when giving a recorded statement is to remain absolutely honest. You want to just stay honest about everything that you talk about in your recorded statement. The insurance adjuster is probably going to ask you questions about prior injuries, prior accidents. You don't want to exaggerate or make anything up. Or to just simply say that, no, I wasn't in any prior accidents, I don't have any prior injuries. And when the time comes for them to discover your medical records and they see this whole list of prior injuries that you had, pretty much ruining your case. It's extremely important to stay honest about the facts of the case and what happened when the accident occurred, and not to try and make anything up or exaggerate as to things happened. For instance, if you're rear-ended and it was just slight property damage, you don't want to tell the adjuster that the other driver was going 65 miles an hour when they slammed into you and there's only just a little dent in your car. It's not going to make you look very credible, and it's probably going to reduce the value of your case. The next tip I have for you is to not give more information than is necessary. So when an insurance adjuster asks you a yes or no question, the answer should only be one of three things: yes, no, or I don't know. You should not go into a whole narrative and explanation as to what happened. For example, if the insurance adjuster asks you, were you on your way home when driving? You should say either yes or no. The answer should not be yes, because I just broke up with my significant other and I was so upset, I was distracted, I didn't know what was happening. See, the problem is, people want to speak in a recorded statement like they speak in everyday language. People are very explanatory when they talk, but that is not the way a person should submit to a recorded statement, because the more information that they give about certain things, the greater the risk that they could be hurting their case. The insurance adjuster wants you to give more information. They want to hear these explanations, and the reason for that is because they want to reduce the value of your claim. So they love hearing statements like, I just got fired from my job and I was so upset, or it was raining and the roads were slippery so I wasn't really having full control of my vehicle, but it was really the other guy's fault. They want you to say more information, which is why it's so important for you not to give so much information so that you can increase the value of your claim. The next tip I have for you is to listen to the question that's being asked. Who, what, when, where, why. Those questions only require specific answers. If the insurance adjuster says to you, when were you driving? When did the accident occur? You don't want to say, well, it was after work and I know this because I was going to go and pick up some groceries for my kids. This is the way that people talk in everyday language. But the correct answer for when the accident occurred is a time: 6:35 p.m. You want to be very specific with your answers. Who else was in the car with you? Your answer should not be, my son, because I was picking him up after school. No, the answer is simply, my son. You have to listen carefully to the question that's being asked. Only answer the specific question being asked. The next tip I have for you in regard to giving a recorded statement to the other side's insurance company is to know and remember that the insurance adjuster is not your friend. They may seem very friendly. They are probably going to seem very friendly. They're going to want to gauge more information from you, listen to you. These insurance adjusters are great listeners. They're going to seem like your old childhood friend. But you should just remember that they have one goal in mind, and one goal in mind only: to pay you as little as possible for your injury claim. And that's why it's important to remember that these people are not your friend, no matter how friendly they may seem. The next tip I have for you, which is why personal injury attorneys scream not to give a recorded statement before speaking to a competent personal injury attorney is because the insurance adjuster is going to ask you details about your injuries, and what you say can make or break your personal injury case. The insurance adjuster may say, well, what injuries did you suffer? You may or may not know the answer to that question. The reason why you might not know is because it's really up to the doctor to provide a proper diagnosis as to what your injuries are. If you go and say, well, I feel like I have a herniated disc. I feel like I broke my foot. Did you break your foot? Do you have a herniated disc? Only the medical documentation will say. So when asked questions about your injuries, you should really avoid answering the question, not to say there are no injuries, but to say, it should be provided in medical documentation. I did go and see this doctor, and I can provide that medical documentation to you, and you can see exactly what the injuries are. That's different than, are you feeling pain? When asked about feeling pain, you need to answer honestly, but you should say exactly, when asked, where you're feeling pain, and list all the places that you are feeling pain. If you're feeling pain in your neck, back, and your foot, you should say your neck, your back, and your foot. If you leave out certain body parts in your recorded statement and then want to claim those body parts later on down the line, the insurance adjuster may look at it and say, well, you didn't say that when I asked you, tell me about all of your pain. Why are you bringing that up now? What happened in between then? It's going to start to look very fishy to the insurance adjuster, and they may use that as a reason to reducing the value of your claim. Another tip that I have for you in regard to giving a recorded statement is that you should record the recorded statement. You should ask the insurance adjuster, can I record this statement as well? And if they answer in the affirmative, you pull out, your cell phone or some other recording device and hit the record button and say, do you consent to being recorded? If they answer the affirmative, then you can go and proceed with your recorded statement. As long as the insurance adjuster consents to the whole thing being recorded, then you can proceed with the recorded statement. That way, later on down the line, when it comes time to discuss your injuries or discuss settlement, then you can recall also what you said in your recorded statement. Perhaps the insurance adjuster might try and slip a fast one by you by saying something that you didn't really say in your recorded statement, or they interpreted it in an incorrect way. That way you have your own proof of the recorded statement, and you can rebut their arguments as to why they want to minimize the value of your claim. The next tip I have for you is that you should not be interrupting the insurance adjuster, and you should ask for them not to interrupt you. You want to listen to the entire question that is being asked, and you want to appear courteous and polite to the insurance adjuster. If a person comes off crazy and rude and arrogant, then it's going to reduce the value of a person's claim, simply because the insurance adjuster may think to themselves, well, how is this person going to look in front of a jury? Probably like a crazy person and an arrogant person. And juries tend to not like arrogant people. So what you want to do is simply be polite, be courteous, listen to the question that's being asked, answer it fully. If the insurance adjuster is interrupting you, then you can politely say, excuse me, but I was not finished answering my question. Or after they're done speaking, you can say, and it should go into the recorded statement, I did not have an opportunity to finish my answer. I have additional information to provide. That way, the insurance adjuster may feel more inclined to allow for you to give the information that you need in order to have them properly evaluate your claim. The last tip I have for you is to remain calm. You want to be calm. It's a very emotional situation for a lot of people. Getting into a car accident, getting injured, and then having to deal with the other side's insurance company and them wanting to minimize your claim and make you second guess yourself can be an emotionally traumatizing event. But what's best for you is just to remain calm during this process. If you're calmer, you tend to think more clearly and you can give more proper answers that will help increase the value of your case down the line. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video and you found it informative. Please subscribe so that you can get my next videos. If you have any comments, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. If you want to give me a call anytime, I'm available. My number is 888-7-JOHNNY-7, 888-7-JOHNNY-7. Have a great day.